everyone, and welcome to Thriftmas. This video we will be shopping in the Village Thrift across from the Christopher Newport University campus in Newport News, Virginia. This is a very small local thrift store that benefits a cat charity, and the first thing we're finding is this cute little ugly duckling pop-up book. This is from the 80s and it was very nostalgic for me, so I picked it up. And the books here are buy one, get one free. It's normally the lesser value is going to be free. And this store gets a lot of books being across from a university campus. And it's one of the few items at this thrift store that I consistently am able to pick up and score good resale stuff. There are FBA sellers that come here frequently that picks up the university, textbooks, but they leave some stuff behind, and you will see that as we continue to shop along. This is a YA novel. My brother likes this series. That's the only reason why I was looking at it really hard, but it had some severe leaning to it, which is why I decided to go ahead and put it back after taking a better look at it. Like, you can see how seriously leaning it is if you look at that bottom corner. There are a couple of them. I just decided to put them together, so if someone really wanted them, they could get them. I am checking out all of the shelves. I know you can't really see because it just looks like I'm looking at that towel on the ground, but I'm actually just angled funny, so I'm sorry about that. I do get down to the bottom to check these out. So I looked at these because they were really nice hardcovers and I'd never seen them before, and I was like, no, there's only two of them. I will pass if there's only two because it's not a big enough lot for me to sell. This is American Gods by Neil Gaiman. It's a Nebula Award winner, one that I need to read, but that had some water damage. But this one does not have any water damage. This one almost looks brand new. I'm going to actually sell that on Whatnot. I do all of my fantasy and science fiction and horror books. They go on Whatnot first, and then I will sell them on eBay unless, it's worth lots and lots and lots of money, and then they just go on eBay. So, but I do well on Whatnot there. This John Steinbeck novel. John Steinbeck is just one of my favorite authors. It's a horror book right there. Horror books, I will state that unless it's like a Stephen King, which are oversaturated, but even then some Stephen King, like if you find a first edition copy of The Stand, which is the first book he published, that is worth $1,000 or more. If you notice, I see two more of those books, and I was like, oh, there's two more. That means there's four now. That's enough for a lot. And so I was like, I'm going to double check to make sure there's no more over here, but I did register that. So I now have enough for a lot, and now I'm going to make everyone motion sick as I try to squish myself in here, just because there was another shopper and he was acting a little sus. So I was trying to get my cart closer to me. There's not a whole lot in here. I mean, there is stuff, but my specialty, as I've mentioned before, is, 1930s to 1978. And then, of course, science fiction and fantasy. The Lies of Lochlamore is a fantasy novel, and I think his name's Scott Lynch. That is his first fantasy novel, and it's considered a really good one. I haven't gotten a chance to read it. I do have a first edition one. This is me using my Oracle of Truth here to look up those hardcover books. So the publisher is Guidepost, which is a religious publisher. So these are inspirational, cozy mysteries that sometimes have some romance plot to them. Some of them do, some of them don't. So this is me trying to see, okay, is it worth picking up? And not only do the sells, the larger the lot, of course, the more money it is, but the sell-through is 100%. That is insane. It is so rare to find a lot of books, so multiple books that will sell in a grouping like that and have 100% sell-through rate. That is really great. So I guess if you see these hardcover cozy mystery books and you can get them for $1 or less, again, you do you. Not telling you what to do, but they are fast flippers, and you will see that in the haul when we get to it. So this is just me double checking that I'm not missing anything here before I grab those other two books that are the guidepost books. So there they are. I mean, they're pretty distinct. They have a distinct spine, and then they're hardcovers without any dust jackets. So, I mean, you'll see them again in the haul, but I don't know why. I don't know. It was just neat to find something like that. I mean, I'm not a real big inspirational reader. I do have a few that I picked up before I realized that was a genre. I was just like, there's a lot of faith in this book. And then I looked it up and I realized that I was reading an inspirational romance novel. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that's fine. It was just a surprise. It's not a negative or a positive surprise. It definitely fit well within the story. I don't know why I'm justifying this to you. I read all things. I read a lot of stuff. That's why I love books. I know it's not everybody's thing. So if this is not interesting to you, you can fast forward a little bit. I promise I will get to close in roughly like 3 or 4 more minutes. So, again, you do you. I do get down with the sickness. I'm sorry. That's not the joke. I'm my bad. But I do sit on the floor a lot. I will actually do that even at thrift stores when they do the double rack. So they'll have one on top and then one on the bottom. This is another fantasy novel that'll go up on Whatnot. And welcome to Newport News, the city of all of the fire trucks and police officers and ambulances. That is a common occurrence on Warwick all the time. This is Ellen Montgomery. It's the same author that wrote Anne of Green Gables. I just thought it was cute. It was making me have fond thoughts. I'm so sad that they canceled Anne with an E. That was such a good show. I do recommend that if you have not seen that. I don't know what streaming service it's on now, but I enjoyed that show when it was on. It was very endearing. The girl that played Anne was awesome. Again, me getting down on the floor to make sure I don't miss anything. So a lot of people don't want to look high up or down low, and this I thought was a horror novel. It is not. It's like a mystery double feature. I did end up looking it up, which you were going to watch me do live. Isn't that exciting? I do actually check comps. eBay does have a nice little feature where you can just scan the barcode, which it didn't work here because of the giant grease pencil there. So I was just like, I'm not even dealing with that. It's probably not. It's nothing to worry about. So this store has a awful habit of writing on all of the books. And if they do it with a grease pencil, 99% of the time, you just need a rubber eraser and a little bit of rubbing alcohol and it'll come off. But sometimes they also write on the books with a Sharpie. And when it's with a Sharpie, it is almost impossible to get it out. Now, this is a leather-bound copy of Pride and Prejudice from 2004. That was instant pickup for $2. Absolutely going to pick up that. Beautiful binding on that book. You can get them off with a Sharpie. What you have to do is take a paper towel and soak it in rubbing alcohol. And then you're going to hold it on the book where the marker is. Don't oversaturate the paper towel because then you could damage the book. And then let that soak in just a little bit and then rub it off. Most of the time that'll work. It does require some care. So this is a vintage copy of a hardcover book. This is Doc Pridham. And this book is about the trials and tribulations of doctors before the invention of the automobile. So it's apparently a really good book. It's about a doctor, a country doctor in Maine. And if this doesn't sell quickly, I do plan on putting this on my TBR. Now, the comps for this book are really good. The problem is that this book has some condition issues. One, it has those chunks taken out of the dust jacket that you guys see there. And two, that grease pencil on the back, which I actually could not get out because this is a paper dust jacket cover. I mean, you're like, but they're all paper. Right. I get that. Thank you. But most of the dust jackets, modern dust jackets, are also like plastic. they have like a plastic sheen to them, or they're laminated to like protect. So I could not get it out because that was just like basically newspaper print was what the dust jacket was. These are copies of Age of Empires. They wanted $7, which is about what they sell on eBay for. So I just put them right the heck back. I was like, I am not interested in looking through these DVDs because they're not in a way that's easy to look at. I mean, they made the VHS tapes easy to look at, but that's all. So I was just like, whatever. I love that little bench to the left there that said I Heart Bunnies. That's such a random thing to have. This is a random thing for me to pick up. I saw this and I was like, that looks old. This is $7 and it is a vintage Wilson right-handed glove. So that means the glove goes on the left hand, but it's for like a right-handed person. It does have some condition issues. Like it's got some little writing on there. Most people that play baseball or softball write their name on the glove because, you know, I don't know why that's a thing. But the actual condition issues beyond that, because that's expected for most people, is that the leather line that keeps all of the fingers together has come out. So you can see the pinky is loose there. The original leather is still there. The leather string. What do you call that? If anybody knows in the comment what that is, like if there's a technical term for that, it's still there. And the full length is still there. It's just become unstrung, and I don't know how to do that. And this is me trying to show you that the comps are great, but I couldn't find this exact model. So like the comps are ranging between $40 and $400. So I will definitely have to do a little bit more research on that. But that was at $7, that's going to be a win no matter what. I mean, it does have some condition issues, but it's so old. Most of the time people get those because they're fans, or it's the one that they used to use when they were a kid. If someone's actually going to use it, they will spend like however long it's going to take to re-thread that leather line through. But most of the time those are for like man caves. This is a new sealed baby book set for $3, and I scanned it and it didn't work because of the Sharpie. It's like they do that on purpose to make it so you can't scan the item, which I don't know why they would do that, because it makes it harder to sell it to people. I see the Ross sticker over there. Ross was selling this for, I think, $6, which is what they were going for on eBay. So I put that right the heck back. I don't really do toys that often unless it course catches my eyes, but I did peruse. This is a brand new game of Sorry, and they were asking $8.96 for it, which I think is what it costs at Target. I'm not sure. It's been a while since I've been in a big box store like that, but I feel like the last time I saw that, those basic games were going for like $10 to $15. So, okay. This is me hoping for some vintage My Little Ponies, but I was like, I don't feel like doing that. To be honest, I don't really like selling toys. I know they're valuable, so I always like kind of look at them, but like not really. Now we're into the bric-a-brac, which is going to be on the right side over here. They have a tendency to mark this up to the gods. I will just say that. It's been a long time since I found something in the store that I could resell. Most of the time they literally mark it at listed prices on eBay. Not sold prices, listed prices on eBay. So I have a tendency to pass on almost everything here. This, I think, is a bottle opener, but I'm not 100% sure. And at $5, I don't know why I keep fingering the quail pheasant. Is that a quail? Is that a pheasant? This is me looking it up. It's cast iron. That's the only reason why I gave it a second look, is I think it's a bottle opener. And I know it's cast iron. So I was trying to look up what this was, but not knowing my burbs. So if you are a burb lover and know what the type of burb this is, please leave that down below. I would be happy to learn what type of burb this was. So in the future, I will know. Because it bothers me that I don't know. Could I have used the Google Lens to look that up? Yes, I could have. Should I have done that? Also, yes. But it's too late now. That looked like Linux. That's the only reason why I picked it up. It was not. A lot of clear glass here. A lot of dishware sets. This is Libby. They wanted $3 a glass. That is about what I could get for them on eBay. So that's a no. I passed for sure on that. That was very heavy, and I was not wanting to deal with it. These little amber glasses down there that I picked up, I don't know the maker. I'm sure, Sonny Las Vegas is kicking himself that I did not pick those up, but those are very 70s. That's a Barnum and Bailey clown thing. I did not show this mug that I'm picking up right now in the haul because this is mine. If you did not know, hippos are my favorite animal because they are murderous poop tornadoes. They are legitimately the most deadly animal in Africa. Not lions or tigers or bears. Oh my, it is the hippo. And when they defecate, they swing their little tail around to mark their territory, so it spreads it everywhere. Do you need to know that? No, but now you do. So I hope you enjoyed that little fact, and you can now tell it to all your friends. And if you want a better visual of it, you could just type hippo poop tornado, and you will get more video than you want to see. Why am I like this? All right, so now we're in the clothes, and I'm actually going to go through the entire rack for you guys here on video. It's not something I normally do. This is how fast I go. You can't see any of the tags, and neither can I as I'm doing this photo swabber, except there's a Chico's piece. Hooray. There's a Loft piece. I do try to fix stuff as I go through. I'm sorry. This is my first time really using this. And I'm kind of low-key trying to film. The reason why I'm going through the clothes, which is not something I normally do at the store, because I will show you how high they mark the prices up here. It's because they're doing a half-off sale. At least that's what I thought they were doing. I thought they were doing a half-off of all clothing sale, but I will find out later. That is a bait and switch, in my opinion, but we'll get into that later. So you can see how tightly these pieces are packed. It makes it really hard to shop in the store, and almost the whole store is like this, and it's because of their pricing. It is 100% because of their pricing. Now, like, get your bag. It goes to a good charity. Like, they help support a cat shelter, which I believe is a no-kill cat shelter. I am, as a cat mom, totally down for that. That is where Moxie came from. She came from the SPCA. I did adopt her as an older cat, so I literally have no idea how old she is. If you are wondering, I have had her for going on 12 years now. So she is an old lady, which is why she doesn't hop up as much as she used to, and also why she's a little more yowly than she used to be. But we will give that to her. But it's because of their prices that they don't go through the inventory as much as you would expect them to, being like right across from a college campus. Like, with the rise of thrifting, not just in the reselling space, but also like with Gen Z as a whole, you would think that this place would be devastated. Like, very little. This was cute. It had swallows on it. But no, that is not the bag. That is not how this works. This is me trying to see what this is made out of. And then I look up the brand because I've never seen it before. Are you going to get to see what the brand is? Probably not. I think it's Alex Coy or something like that. And they're silk, which is why I stopped. They're 100% silk tops, but they were selling for the $10, $15. And they wanted, as you can see, $6.96 for them. So I did not pick those up. I like how you can definitely see how much they're charging for them, but can't see the brand. That's a Susan Graver piece, which is a QVC brand. The larger sizes can do well. By well, I mean they sell very fast. It's a quick turnaround. This is how I normally thrift. I normally block off the aisle with my cart. Of course, that's not hard to do because most thrift stores in my area can only fit one person. This is a chaser piece. It's a nice one of their waffle knits, which is what you want to see. And I'm wondering why this is here. Because again, we're right by a college campus, and there it is. It's because there are bleach spots on this. So I put that back on the rack. And I continue to thrift. Cato universal thread. If I can see, that's Dress Barn. I'm trying to figure out what this is. I think that's just like a mountain climbing shirt, but it's like just I climbed this mountain shirt, which I'm guessing since it's not a Mount Everest shirt. I mean, like if you climb Mount Everest, do you really need a t-shirt for that? I feel like people that have climbed that mountain like don't ever stop talking about it, which, you know, valid. But like I don't see people with t-shirts that say I climb Mount Everest. I feel like that's not the demographic that's climbing the mountain for that. That was just very soft. That's why I was looking what it was. This is Ann Taylor. I was checking to see the material tag. If this is, you know, wool or cashmere or silk, I would pick it up. It is not. But this is me trying to make space so I can thrift. You'll see me just like, there we go. The smaller sizes are packed, the larger sizes are not. And we keep going. I don't know how fast y'all thrift, but that's a loft piece. This is how fast I thrift. Abercrombie and Fitch. It's a size extra small. Now they try to do these by sizes. They're not really good at keeping them in sizes. So I found large and extra large in the small section and extra small in the large section and vice versa. It's kind of like, here are tops. Enjoy. Croft and Barrow, Anna. So I kind of like going to this thrift store maybe once a month. One, because of the prices. And two, because like I said, the turnover is not that great. But they can get some really great donations because in addition to the college campus, which is right there. So this place is banging to go to after a semester, which means I probably should have shopped at the store 2 weeks from now, because that's when they let out. This is a vintage piece. But it also has a couple of golf courses by it as well. However, I have noticed that I feel like the college kids donate here more. And the people that have more affluence have a tendency to donate to the Goodwill because then they get the receipt as a tax write-off. And it's easier and more convenient because they just have to pull up and someone will take the stuff out of their car. Versus this one where you have to park, get out of your car, you have to take it, you have to put it in the bin outside. They also have restrictions on what you can and cannot donate here. They do not accept furniture, like most of the time, which is fair. It's a very small little store. I was trying to figure out what that was. I still don't know what that was. That is a new tag Levi's piece there. It is little cottagecore, kind of like 90s vibes. I like how they marked out the $7.96 and made it $6.96. And I was like, wait, it's half off, right? It's half off clothing, so that would be like $3.50. You know, that might be worth it. So that's what I'm thinking in my head right now. Is I'm like, you know what? It's a Walt Disney World Resort Coca-Cola shirt. I was like, you know, if it's half off, it's brand new with tags. It's Levi's. It is cute. I should pick that up. So I'm continuing to go through here and see what's up. Karen Scott, find her all the time. A lot of Karen Scott stuff I feel like is well made. Like it's made to be worn. This is cute. This is a fast fashion brand though. So I'm so sorry that I didn't angle this better so we could all see what I'm seeing right now in the store. They do have all the shoes up there at the top. I don't know if you all have noticed that. They don't have a specific shoe section in the store. All the shoes are on top of the clothing racks. They do have them actually. The shoes are the best organized thing in the store. They do keep things by size normally. they also have a tendency to mark those shoes up. This is cute. It's just the Gap. It is a size large. It's green, so that's why I liked it. What I'm doing now is I'm taking it off the hanger and I am checking the content and debating if I want to put this on or not. Can you guess if I do? I do. It is green and it's a size large, and I was checking to see if it was too big or not. It is unfortunately too big. So I'm not taking it off. And I'm hanging it back up. Sorry. I told you, all are going to get Punchy Bob. This is a vintage piece. It's a cute little Fair Isle sweater. I don't think it was quite vintage. I think this had a date of 2005 on it, so it was almost vintage. I was checking to see if it had anything wrong with it, and it does. It has a little bleach spot on the back of that sleeve there, so I left that behind. I am just going to get weirder and punchier as this month goes on because I am running full speed with very little sleep for a very long time. So I'm just checking the shoes because they're green. I do look at the shoes. That's Chico's, because I have found success here mostly in the books, but also sometimes in the shoes because they don't know all the brands. They know some brands, and the brands they know, they price like they know them, or like they think they know them. But the brands they don't know, those are where you're going to get exciting things happening. This is a Lucky Brand piece, but you see it's priced at $10. It's a cute little knit sweater. It has some condition issues there in the front. If you can see, there's like a significant hole there. So that got put away. A lot of Shein. I don't know what this is. I think this is just a random print. Again, it's $8 for whatever this is. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of thrifting in California. That is what this place prices their stuff at. It's like California prices. So that's me putting it aside. Again, if it's like $4, it's cool enough to where it probably would still sell because it's Journey, right? That's a Knox Rose piece. It's a women's size small. So I went ahead and passed on that. I do, like I said, have really good luck selling Knox Rose in the larger sizes. And I've sold it of all sizes, actually. I have sold smalls, mediums, large, but the bigger pieces do sell better. This is a vintage piece. Again, $9 for a shacket. It's really cool, but it's $9. I'm like, but if it's half off, it's only $4.50. Hi, lady, what's up? So I was like, all right, I gotta find somebody who works here and get the deets on this sale that they're having. This lady was like staring me down to move. So I did. She's some of the clientele in the store also like, ooh, hello. These feel nice. Do you see what I see? $4. $4 for a pair of Fry flats. Those are mine now. Like I said, no idea the brand. Fire. Fire right there. That was awesome. I was like, that's exactly what I love in the store is like, if you can find what they don't know, your brand knowledge is what's going to make you money. But that's like a universal thing. The more you learn about reselling and brands, like legitimately the more money you will make. You can see this is a Tommy Bahama piece. They have this marked at $13. $13.
Ma'am, is the clothing half off today, or is the clothing half off today, or am I confused?
Yes, half off today. As long as it's over $1.
Oh, everything's over $1.
And is it new and doesn't have an 11 right here?
Okay, so it can't have an 11, it can't be new, and it has to be over $1. Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So if you didn't catch that, that means pretty much everything I have set aside in my cart right now gets to go back on the rack because all of it is either new with tags or it has an 11 in the number. So now I know the pricing strategy of and the tagging strategy of the store, which is helpful. And I have never bothered to ask that question before. So hooray. The little numbers in the left-hand corner means the month that it was put out. Also, welcome to the men's section. We did a little like switcheroo there because I had finished that rack and my camera had cut off because it got too hot. But the men's section at this store is almost always super picked over. But what do we have here? Do we have a proof 72-hour Marina t-shirt for $5 and some mini boat and convertible shark pants? Oh my goodness. I have never found mini boat in before. But then again, I rarely look in the kids section, but this is Thriftmas. And the point of Thriftmas is to pull the maximum amount of value out of every single store. So this is me looking to see if there's any other little mini Bowdens here. I kind of like stopped when we got to the underwear. But I was like, I don't really see anything else that like screams Bowden. So I kind of just did a little perusal, just real quick, just to see if like somebody donated more than just the cute little shark pants. And they did not. But like finding that Huckberry brand, it's my first time and I'm super stoked. So Dry Duke is a like military style brand. This is a vintage a Tina Agner piece. I can't say that right. I'm so sorry. Now this would be half off. The problem is that it was stained. So that had some crunchy armpits. I know you guys are going to miss that from my bins videos, but I promise we'll be back. $40. I don't even know what that brand is. Hold on a second. Editing Bob will come in with a comp real quick. Well, bam. Absolutely not. My goodness. I think the new price was in not American monies, and they just based it off of that. That was a big pony, New Tags, Polo Ralph Lauren polo. But at $15, there's not enough room on it for that, especially at that size. I did think about it real hard. If that was like a 2XL or larger, I probably would have picked it up at that price point, but not at $15, no. So this is me hoping I find something else super amazing, because you know, when you find one really amazing brand, you're going to hope for more, because you know, people don't normally just donate one shirt. But you know, maybe somebody else picked up the other ones, or maybe they did literally only donate one shirt. Again, this is me double checking to see if there's anything in the kids section, which is what's to the right of me. That's the kids section. Because now I'm like going on one side, going on the other side, going on one side, going on the other side to see what we have there. Like all of the men's shoes at the store are super marked up. I don't know why they mark up the men's shoes more than the women's shoes. My guess is because they don't have a whole lot of it. This is Colonial Heritage. That's what's embroidered there. This is a FootJoy piece, but not at that price, especially with that embroidery on the sleeve. Like if it was like on the lapel, the front of the shirt, like where it's normally at. This is a Jansen piece. I've talked about Jansen multiple times on my channel. This is a more modern Jansen piece. Jansen is still making clothing. So I left it behind at $5 just because of the fact that it's not vintage. And it's also like a gray vest. I'm just going to leave that behind. It was also not wool. So I didn't have enough pluses for me to get it, which is sad because, as I mentioned before, Jansen is one of my favorite vintage brands. They're actually like an antique brand. They have been around that long. But it's really their woolen pieces that are the ones that are the most sought after for them. Again, me doing the Good Samaritan thing and fixing the hangers is really just to make it easier for me to shop, because I know as soon as I move that over, it's just going to fall off, and then I'm going to feel bad, and then I'm going to have to pick it up. So I might as well just do it as I'm moving it. That is a shirt that exists. This is a NASA. It's a modern reprint. I think this is H&M. For $5. If that was my size, I might have gotten it. Like if it was a men's small, I probably would have gotten it just for myself. Both of my parents and my aunt and my uncle work for NASA. So this is me going around the bin here. That I think is the manager that just walked by me. This is me again looking at the little girl section to see if there's anything, like if there's a mini Bowden pair of pants, maybe there's some mini Bowden little girl stuff. That would be super cool. Unfortunately, I did not find anything, so I am going to now give you over to Haul Bob, and she is going to show you all of the goodies I managed to eke out of the store. Welcome to the haul, y'all. I'm so excited to be doing Thriftmas again this year, and we're already starting off well, as you guys saw from the shopping portion of the video. I am so excited to find my first Huckberry piece. Huckberry is like an online store, I guess, that has a lot of high-end men's fashion, and the fact that I found Proof 72 at this little hole-in-the-wall thrift store. So this is a merino base layer. I felt this shirt and I was like, this has to be something. I also saw that it was a size large, so I was like, oh, well, the boy could have this. No, the boy cannot have this because this is, I'd much rather just like buy him a pack of Ralph Lauren basic white tees to wear for the cost of this one shirt, because these shirts are going for like between $35 to $40 on eBay, and it just doesn't look like anything. It looks like nothing. So this is not to pass on those basic tees, because some of them can be worth it. And if you have never seen Proof 72 tag before, this is what it looks like. It just has this stripe. It doesn't have the 72 on it, but it says Proof and then has the line. And then if you look at the material tag, it'll say merino. So this is very exciting. As with last year's Thriftmas, everything is listed by the time this video comes out. So we're gonna keep things out of my death pile. We are going to do Thriftmas, and it's going to be amazing. I'm manifesting that now. The next piece is this Chico's Travelers piece. I found a size 3, and this is actually a really cool piece. Normally I just find the basics, like the black pieces, but look at how cool this pattern is. It's like actually got a scene on it. It's got a bunch of flowers on the back, but then it's got these like 2 ladies and like a village. I just thought that this was so cool. I've never seen a piece like this before. This is vintage Chico's. It's from the 90s. It is made in the USA. So I just thought that that was so cool. And I found a size 3, which is a larger size that I have not found very often. So that was very exciting for me. This next item, again, is something that I'm trying out. I picked up a Susan Graver piece at the bins when I was doing like my bins and whatnot in November. And that piece sold pretty well on Whatnot, but it sold to one of you guys, I think, for yourself. So I'm gonna actually try it to sell on eBay. This is a size large. And I just thought that this was a very attractive piece. It's got like a floral paisley. It's blue. It has a 3/4 sleeve, but it's like this really interesting, like it opens up at the elbow. So it has a lot of movement in it, and I just thought that this was very attractive. So we're gonna try this out and see how that does. So in the video you guys saw that to the left was the Proof tee, and then to the right I saw these ridiculous kids pants. I don't buy kids clothing very often. I tried it for at the bins just to see how it would do, but I am so excited about these because these actually sell really well. I saw one listing for these exact pants for $50. I'm you know, that would be amazing, but I saw a sold one for $25, and that was because it was bid. So it was an auction. It wasn't like a buy it now thing, but the zippers work. So it's a convertible pair of mini Bowden. Mini Bowden. I found mini Bowden at this thrift store, which was insane. So this is a 6-year-old, 6Y, 6 youth, and it's got the little shark mouths in the knees, and it zips off, so that way if it's just the shorts you see this part, and then if you have the pants you see the full mouth. I just thought this was so cool. So that was an amazing find. I guess these are like rare or something, but amazing to find a pair of kids pants for like $2 that at least I know sell for $25, possibly more. So that is very exciting. And then this is another item. So this, as I mentioned in the shopping portion, this store has a tendency to mark a lot of things up that you wouldn't expect things to be marked up at. I don't understand the pricing structure, but just like with the proof tee and like the mini boat and pants, where you're going to find your wins in a store like that is in your brand knowledge, by like always learning new brands and always like expanding your reseller knowledge. You can still find really great wins. And that is when that's why I picked this up. So this is Guideboat Co. And the reason why I picked this up is because I saw on the tag it said Madras. It said Indian Bleeder Madras. And when I looked up Guideboat Co., I was like, okay, yep, this is a definite pickup. This is actually in the women's section, but I don't know if this is women's or men's. I will have to look it up by the style code. It is a size large. But yeah, I saw the solds for this also in the $30 range, so this is very excited. Whenever you see Madras, M-A-D-R-A-S, on a plaid item like this, I would go ahead and look it up, just because you might be surprised, because Madras is a sought after type of plaid. So editing Bob here to let you know that the shirt is not women's, it's men's. And not only is it men's, but Guideboat is actually another Huckberry brand. So I found 2 Huckberry brands at this like tiny thrift store, which is absolutely amazing and insane, and wow, what a start to Thriftmas. I'm so happy right now. Again, this is why I said like they're not gonna know everything. So when I saw this logo on these shoes, and can you see the 2 F's there? I was like, are you kidding me? I found Fry at this thrift store and they wanted $4 for these. $4 for these Fry flats. They are in really great condition. I just need to take the little rocks out. There's not a whole lot of heel drag. The leather just feels absolutely phenomenal. Now, I don't know what size they are. I think they're a 9. I don't know where that size would be on this. Oh no, they're larger than a 9. Okay. Maybe they're, nope, I think maybe there are 9. Yeah, I think these are either a 9 or a 9.5 because they fit me with a sock on. So probably a 9.5. But I'm going to go ahead and clean these up because they are very dusty. Again, everything will be listed by the time this goes live. But I saw that this particular style of flats was selling for around, $40. So $4 to $40, absolutely. Again, they don't know everything. They were marking up like Vans to like $20, but a pair of buttery soft Fry flats were $4. So again, brand knowledge is important. And then this is going to be, and then this is like a way big outlier for me. This is not something I would normally pick up. But when I saw this, it has the tag on it, it was $6.96. When I saw the Made in the USA embossed on here, I was like, all right, well, this has to be old because, Wilson has been made in the USA in a long time. So this is the Bob Allison Professional. This is vintage. It is a right-handed. Yeah, so you throw with this hand, and so the glove's on the left hand. My brain is whoops. The left-handed ones normally go for more, but I saw these A2000 series Wilsons made in the USA going for around $40. Some of them go for more money than that. I'm just gonna like shoot for the sky and see what happens. It looks like this one, the pinky has separated, so I will just close that, but I don't know. I figured I'd give it a try because comps looked really good, and there were a lot of solds. So we'll see what happens with this for Thriftmas. And then of course I got a whole bunch of books. So let me show you the books that I picked up. So these 4 books are going up on Whatnot, which I will link down below. I try to do at least 1 book Whatnot a month now. Normally I do vintage science fiction and fantasy, or vintage and modern science fiction and fantasy, because I do have a book channel. So there's 1 horror book in here as well, but all of these will be up for sale in the Whatnot auction, which I will of course link down below. So I've got those are gonna go there. And these are already listed up on eBay. This was a nostalgia pick, just because I remember this when at the daycare center that I went to when I was little. It is The Ugly Duckling, but it's a pop-up book, and all of the pop-ups are still in great shape, and there are no little kid marks on here. There's no like little kid name. None of the pop-ups are torn. I just thought that this was absolutely precious, and I couldn't leave it behind, especially since they were asking like 58 cents. And all of the books were buy one, get one, which is also why I like going into the store, is because the books are normally where I'm able to find most of my wins. I was able to find a few more this day than I normally do, but that was exciting. This is also not as much as a win as I'd hoped because of the condition issues. This store has a tendency to write on their books with a grease pencil and or a Sharpie. Because this is like a newspaper style book jacket, the grease pencil did not come out very well here. And also the dust jacket has some pieces missing, but this is the Little World of Doc Pritcham. This is a first edition hardcover. So if this was in great condition, so meaning the dust jacket wasn't tattered and didn't have grease pencil stain on it, it normally goes for $15 to $20, but because of the condition, I didn't list it for that. I think I listed it for like 12 bucks, but not as much as the one I would hope for, but it's still awesome. And again, this is where my specialty is. I normally specialize in books between 1930 and 1978 because they're too recent for the antique dealers to pick them up, and then they don't have a barcode, so the Amazon FBA people don't pick them up. So that's kind of like where my happy place is. And then like the more modern books, like after the barcodes were invented, so barcodes were mandated on all items made for sale to the general public in 1978. So after that, normally it's just like either special editions they're not looking up, or like the ones, some of the mass market paperbacks will have two barcodes. So they'll have a barcode on the back, and then they'll have a barcode on the inner liner, and the one that's inside the book is the correct one, and the one on the outside of the book won't scan. So those are also things that I look out for as well. If you don't like reselling books, none of this probably matters to you. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. So there is a barcode on the back of this book, and there is a barcode inside the front flap. Now both of these are the same, so that's not an instance where that would happen, and you can normally tell if the barcode on the back is the correct barcode or not if it starts with a 9. If it starts with a 9, then it is the correct barcode and it will scan for the FBA sellers. If it starts like a 0, it will not scan, and the correct barcode is actually inside if you want to check comps. Just, again, more information they need to know. Can you tell I really, really love books? This is something I'm trying. So this is, also these don't have barcodes available on the back. If you notice, they don't have barcodes on them anywhere. But these are some really nice, when I saw these were really nice hardcover books, all in the same set, I looked them up. So Guidepost is a religious publisher. So all of these are like cozy romance mystery book with a faith element to them, a Christian faith element to them. So when I looked all around, I was only able to find 4, so I'm selling these as a set. The actual, like if you look up the Savannah Secrets Guidepost lots, the lots have 100% sell-through rate. So that is why I decided to go ahead and pick these up. Despite only finding 4 of them, we will see how these do. But again, another thing where like most FBA sellers are not going to bother with this because it doesn't have a barcode, so they can't look it up directly. But I'm willing to take the 1 minute it takes to look this up on eBay. So there is that. And then this book is just gorgeous. I couldn't believe nobody had bought this already. This is a beautiful leather-bound edition of Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I would keep this if I didn't already have a copy. I already have a copy, or I definitely would have kept this. This is Dalmatian Press. So if you look inside here, it says Pride and Prejudice, a novel in 3 volumes, and you're like, well, where's the other 2 volumes? No, it used to be that these classics, because of the limitations in the printing process at the time, these had to be like a multi-volume set. So Pride and Prejudice was considered one work, but it had to be printed in several volumes in order to get the whole story. So the original, if you find a first edition Pride and Prejudice, you're not going to find 1 book, you're going to find 3 books.
So that's something that if you ever come across, you should definitely pick that up because that's worth thousands of dollars. But I just thought this was absolutely gorgeous. This is a first edition from Dalmatian Press, but these beautiful leather bound books that look very gorgeous on a shelf. I mean, look at that. That's so beautiful. Lovely gilding all the way around. This is actually where these little lumps are. That's where the binding is. That's where like the book is sewn together. That's why it's a lump. Again, you don't need to know that. It also has a ribbon on it. These sell for $20. Here's this book. I'm just geeking out about books because that is, again, one of my favorite things to buy and resell is books. And that's why you guys see me do it so often, even though most of y'all are not booksellers. You're clothing resellers. So the best thing about this, again, is because I went on a sale day to where I got most of the clothes for half off and all the books were buy one, get one free. I paid a total of $37.23 for everything that you have seen me show you, which I think is amazing, especially since that's about what I could sell that proof tee for. Again, great start to Thriftmas, super stoked, and I really hope that the rest of this month is going to be just as amazing, if not more so. So I have some of everything today. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I think this is a great start to Thriftmas, and hopefully I will see you guys for the next video. Until then, bye! Bye!
Hero, hero. Hero, hero. Hero, hero. I wanna be a hero, hero. Oh, the hero.